Hello and welcome to Weekly Weird News, brought to you by Come to the Board in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben, and as always I'm hanging out with Mike.
Hello.
Claire.
Hey.
And Pete.
Yo.
And this is Weekly Weird News, a show where we bring you some weird shit we found on the net this week. Might even have an happy ending at some point, and I don't mean a wank.
Damn, I was already halfway through then.
For 15 years, Sweden thought enemy submarines were invading its territory. It turned out to be herring farts.
I've heard this.
That's fucking amazing. That is the best headline I've ever heard in my life.
I didn't even know herrings did fart.
It's perfectly feasible that in the 1980s a major diplomatic incident between nuclear superpowers could have been triggered by fish farts. In fact, Russia and Sweden nearly came to blows over this very thing, they just didn't know it at the time. Before we move on to the farts, some background. In 1981, a Soviet submarine ran aground on the south coast of Sweden, just 10 kilometres or 6.2 miles from a Swedish naval base. The Soviets claimed that they were forced into Swedish territory by severe distress, and later navigation errors, which, let's face it, if you look at the recent Ukraine fiasco, the Russians couldn't find their way around anything, never mind the sea.
They couldn't find their way to Russia.
Only just. So Sweden saw it as proof the Soviet Union was infiltrating Swedish waters, and it didn't help that when Swedish officials secretly measured for radioactive materials using gamma-ray spectroscopy, they detected what they were 90% sure was uranium-23, which is used for cladding in nuclear weapons inside the sub, indicating that it may be nuclear armed. The submarine was returned to international waters, but the Swedish government remained alert, convinced that Russian subs could still be operating in their territory, which is why they started to pick up elusive underwater signals and sounds, and in 1982 several of the Sweden subs, boats and helicopters pursued one of these underwater sources for a whole month, only to come up empty-handed. They continued for over a decade. Every time they picked up an acoustic signal, they would search and find nothing but a few bubbles on the sea's surface. Sweden was of course worried about the intrusions and couldn't think why. With the Cold War now over, why would Russia continue to provoke them in this manner? Now in 1996, Magnus Vollberg, a professor at the University of Southern Denmark, became involved in the investigation of the strange signals, and he said, "We were brought into this very secret room under the naval base of Bergen in Stockholm." He explained, and we were sitting there with all these officers and they were actually playing these sounds for us. It was the first time any civilian had heard the sound. Highly classified in Sweden. You can imagine it to sound like a ping you hear in films when a submarine is detected, or even the noise of a propeller. You can sound like someone frying bacon, like small air bubbles released underwater, said Warburg. Turns out the herring have a swim bladder, and this swim bladder is connected to the anal duct of the fish, Warburg said. So it's a very unique connection, only found in herring. So a herring can squeeze its swim bladder, and that way it can blurt out a small number of bubbles through the anal opening. So in layman's terms, they let one rip. They swim in gigantic schools that can reach several square kilometres and up to 20 metres or 65 feet deep. So when something frightens them, say a hungry school of mackerel, or a submarine on the lookout for Russian spies, they can generate a lot of gas.
Wow. It's amazing.
There you go.
Do you think this is where the term a red herring has come from?
Ooh, interesting. I would like to say, maybe, I like it.
What, do they fart more?
What, red ones?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just like a red herring is like a wild goose chase, essentially, isn't it? And they were going on a wild goose chase, and it turned out to be herrings.
Not the hunt for Red October, but the hunt for the red herring. HMS Red Herring. What a name for a submarine.
It's kind of a good name for a submarine.
It is, isn't it? It fits perfectly.
HMS Red
It
Herring.
releases out methane gas to propel itself.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, it's methanol what they excrete. So there is some
Methane in it.
coolness to it, yeah. But yeah, it's methanol because it's the mixture of the carbon and the hydrogen from when they separate the water into oxygen
And hydrogen.
and
So,
hydrogen.
so hear me out.
They release the hydrogen with the carbon dioxide from the air,
Right.
and obviously if they release them both out separately, it'd be bubbly. So they combine them to make methanol, and it's a liquid.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Hear me out.
Go on.
Cow-powered submarines. Couple of cows on board, shitting, locked in a room, methane's extracted
How are you going to feed that?
with hay.
Yeah, I think it would take a lot of cows.
Alright, well, we'll work on it. Put it on the drawing board, we'll put a pin in it, we'll come back to it.
Okie doke.
Okay. This is for my sustainable navy fleet I'm creating.
Yes, that's it.
Robots under investigation after alleged incident involving a child while making a delivery in Milton Keynes.
Oh,
It
what?
begins.
Robots are at it as well.
It begins. No, not the paedophilia. Just a robot assault.
People in Milton Keynes have rushed to defend the delivery robots after one allegedly bumped into a small child.
Dum dum dum.
I thought it was
Dum,
trying to
dum,
give it
dum.
some sweets.
Du-du-du.
Dun 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 dun. Dum dum dum. I just wanted to cut it.
Du-du-du.
Dum 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 dum. Either way, that was a very bad version of that. Cut that out.
The company behind the robots, Starship Technologies, is taking the alleged incident seriously and has launched an investigation. A parent reported on a Nextdoor app that her toddler son had received a knock from a robot while they were out shopping last week. She wrote, "So today my 2-year-old son was hit and pushed by one of these delivery robots in the Brunei shopping centre in Bletchley. The robot never stopped and continued his journey."
Oh, is he hit and run? They're up to that already.
Why didn't she
Brunel.
drop kick it?
Brunel Shopping Centre.
She said, "My son didn't get any injury, but he was scared and stressed after this."
Well, he's done man up a bit, doesn't he? Slap him and tell him
The
to be
fact that they've
fine.
made a fucking news article over it. Jesus, get over
No,
it.
this is the beginning, Pete. They're bumping. The minute they're bumping toddlers, it's going to evolve then. It's just a little delivery robot bumping toddlers.
Maybe
Next
that
thing when you-
toddler was fucking, what's his name?
John Connor.
John Connor.
That toddler was the equivalent John Connor.
No, because Mum always told me I'll be good at something, and that something is saving humanity from the robots.
Okay, so you're the John
Me,
Connor
it's
then.
me. Explains why I don't work with robots.
Saying that, you do drive a forklift.
Why didn't the kid
It's
just
only a
jump on
robot.
I don't know. It's
Why
got
kids would
extendable
jump?
arms.
Yeah, true. AI. I don't trust AI. That's what it boils
Yeah,
down
your
to.
kids would have like just piled onto it and all been riding it.
it? Yeah, I wonder where we're going.
I genuinely don't trust it. I don't trust AI.
Well, it's coming, so get used to it.
I know, but
The mum complained to Starship and was offered a £5 discount.
no.
£5, which she refused. What I wanted was for them to check the situation and never repeat it again, because there are vulnerable people out there. The Starship robots launched in Milton Keynes in 2018 have boomed in popularity ever since, delivering to more and more areas of the borough. They have a partnership with a co-op and Starbucks, plus a host of other independent takeaway stores. They are now an established part of the community, with many people greeting them as they trundle past. The pioneering delivery bots can also speak to people using a few simple phrases, but one of their latest achievements is learning to sing.
That's so
They
pretty
clearly don't say, "Get out of my way, you little shit."
Mm.
Maybe they
Why
should
do
add
people
that.
greet him? You're like dickhead robot.
They must all have little names.
Have you got a picture of the robot?
Yeah, come down. It wasn't very big. It's like 6
Okay.
wheels.
I was expecting it to look a bit more like the robot from Flight of the Navigator.
I think it
What, like a flying spaceship?
No.
This is a Tupperware box on wheels.
You know when he's
Yeah.
in the future and he's in that bloody place and they've given him all these like cool gadgets and that, and this
Oh,
robot
yeah.
comes in with his food.
Yeah.
Okay, now, I don't think I've watched that film since about 1989.
That's got to be as big as one of them ones that you can slip underneath
Is it-
underneath your bed, because it's delivering takeaway food.
It's
and
a
stuff.
slow cooker on wheels. It's a Tupperware box. It's nice. It's a Tupperware box
Either
on
way,
wheels.
it's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
It is cool. I like that.
But
I don't like that it's hit the kid, but
It begins.
yeah,
This is the start of the robotic uprising, and the delivery robots are getting pissed off.
yeah, Uber will be
And who
I
hasn't-
should buy this.
Who hasn't? Yeah, a toddler with a shopping trolley.
I don't know, but I've stowed their heads in with shovels.
oh dear.
I haven't.
Hold on, I remember Jimmy Savile making all these jokes. Turned out they weren't jokes, you know. Come on, Mike.
Hide in a ball pit.
What's your real secrets? Actually, no, don't want to know.
Hiding in a ball pit with a collapsible shovel.
So I spend my
Stoving toddlers' heads in.
A proper little army shovel, like.
Yeah, a little collapsible one. The serrated edge. Oh,
Shit.
that's where he always is on a Saturday between 12 and 4.
The play barn.
moving swiftly on.
Where's the bloody shovel, Mike?
Oh yeah, it's my one. So FBI found horrific Frankenstein-like experiments at body donation facility in Arizona, USA.
Ooh.
FBI's stumbled upon a house of horrors after raiding a body donation company. A company? They've got companies for this now.
Oh, yeah.
Containing a refrigerator with penises, buckets of limbs, pools of blood, and a human head sewn onto another body. Oh.
Jesus.
The
Bit much, isn't it?
Yeah, the Biological Resource Centre in Phoenix, a for-profit business that assists people with donating their bodies to science, was raided by the FBI in 2014.
I think I remember hearing about this, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
New court documents of a civil lawsuit against BRC have now revealed more gruelling
Oh,
details
we've got an update.
of the investigation.
Oh, it's a follow-on. I love it.
Oh.
Love a follow-on.
So, Stephen Gore.
Yeah, that's the best of it.
Yeah.
Guy's called Stephen Gore. He runs a biological resource centre.
Yeah.
He's called Gore.
Pleaded guilty to one count of illegal control of an enterprise in 2015 and received a sentence of 4 years probation. Doesn't seem enough, does it? However,
It's not like he killed him.
I know, yeah.
They were
but
donated to
Fucking
the-
around with dead bodies, though, isn't it? It's...
Well, I know, yeah, it's weird.
You've
I'm
got a
not.
fridge full of cocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your fridge is full of cocks, so what's the difference?
Oh, Dharma, calm down. You're just jealous he had more cocks than you in his fridge.
I am.
You just tinkle it and suck on it like an ice lolly now and again.
Oh, dear.
That's what Dharma used to do.
Who's Dharma?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Who's Jeffrey Dahmer?
You know who Jeffrey Dahmer is?
Nope.
Serial killer?
Cannibalistic serial killer in the 1980s in America. Oh, that's an episode coming soon, probably a Christmas episode, that one.
Okay. That'll
So-
be this year's Christmas episode.
Stephen now faces civil lawsuits. At least 33
Plaintiffs.
plaintiffs are suing the body broken business, alleging that the remains of their family members were obtained through false statements and their bodies were not stored, treated or disposed of appropriately.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
She's
fair
you've gotta-
enough.
you've
You're
gotta
sewing
Google
them
that.
together and cutting off their cocks and putting them in an ice bucket, yeah.
I wonder what they were actually doing.
Oh yeah, one of the most shocking scenes he witnessed was a small woman's head sewn onto a large male body.
Oh, Jesus, then hung up on the wall. Various unsettling scenes. Oof.
There's got to have been some sexy
Oh,
nasty
look
going
at the
on there
price
as
list,
well.
Claire.
So a whole body with no shoulders or head is $2,900.
Well,
Torso with a head is $2,004. A whole spine, $950. That's cheap for a spine, isn't it? Well, you know, it's got all the nerve and
no, I think it'd just be the spinal column.
column, do you think?
Yeah. You take it out the
The
nerve
cord.
endings, that's a lot of work. It's just the spinal column.
You got all that juicy spinal fluid.
You have, yeah. You have, genuinely, yeah, you have. You got that spinal fluid.
A whole leg, $1,100. A whole foot, $450. That's alright, isn't it? A knee, $375, and a pelvis, $400. Oh.
So if you need a
$400.
spare $450, guys, You chop a foot off, you know you'll get, what, $500? Sweet.
There's got to be other companies out there that specialise in this now, because, you know, where one closes, another one's popping up, innit?
Of course, it's an evolving market, I guess.
And if you cut it off fresh, it might even be worth more.
The thing is, you get some money back on the funeral, can't you? As you will donate his head and torso to science for $2,100. Just burn his legs.
His penis is going in my fridge.
His penis is in the fridge.
You're gonna read
Well,
how
they
much
all
found.
get sent off to different training programmes and whatnot.
Isn't it? It's for training surgeons, basically, isn't it?
That's what it's meant to be for, anyway.
That's what it's meant to be for. Until the guy who's doing the dissections thinks he's a surgeon himself and starts going, I'm going to sew this chick's head onto a man's body.
So how much shit did they find, and what did they ever excuse it? Like, did they ever have an excuse for it?
10 tons of human remains,
Oof.
to be exact.
Jesus.
281 heads.
Oof.
241 shoulders.
Wow.
Does that mean that they had some headless victims donated, do you think?
I think it's just the shoulder joints themselves.
Is it? Only 97
Head, shoulders,
spines?
knees and toes. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, fucked up.
Moving on.
I can't help but read Virginia as vagina.
Now, there's some happy news. I'm going to read the happy news one this week.
Mine's quite happy news.
Virginia skydiver survives 13,500 feet fall after hitting the ground at 125 miles an hour.
What?
The 35-year-old thrill seeker became entangled in her first parachute and then her backup failed to release, properly leading to a near-death experience.
Wow.
Fell from the height of Everest.
Shit. Worst nightmare that is.
Yeah. Not paralysed either. She went on to detail the 14th of November jump as a 16th solo jump as an accelerated free fall student, or an AFF student, making her just shy of receiving an A licence, which provides proof that a new skydiver has completed their training and is now cleared to jump without supervision. Jordan Hatmaker, her name is, 35-year-old from Virginia Beach, Virginia, I'll quote her, I had a high-speed malfunction called a horseshoe, where the bridle wrapped around my leg. The mane didn't come out, and my leg stayed suspended up in the air. That sounds terrifying.
It does.
I'd love to do parachuting,
No, fuck that.
but at the same time, fuck that.
Fuck that. Fuck it all. If I was meant to fly, I'd have wings.
Nah, it looks intense. I'd love to do it. You got to think how many of these accidents happen
Not many.
over the amount that, you know.
So what did she end up
Actually
with?
died.
What injuries did she sustain?
Basically, during the jump, her legs became ensnared in the ropes of her primary parachute. She set to releasing a reserve, which unfortunately got sent out in the opposite direction of the first one, leading to what those in the diving community refer to as a downplane. She said, I regained a bit of control and was able to semi-steer myself, and about 300 feet my main deployed too, sending me into an accelerated downplane spiral, she explained.
Shit, you'd shit it, wouldn't you? You gotta think this is the end.
It took all of 20 seconds from the moment Miss Hatmaker released a cord to when she hit the ground, where she remained fully conscious before being airlifted to Centara Norfolk General Hospital in Virginia. She spent a total of 25 days in hospital, 5 of which were spent in ICU recovering from a shattered ankle, broken shin bone, a broken back and a spinal injury.
Fuck.
I read somewhere this week that it's weird. I was looking at skydiving stuff where a guy wanted to put on a bit of a show for the ladies that were watching as he came down, and as he landed, he wanted to do like a flip and spin round as a point, like hey, and that happened. He did that. He landed, and as he jumped, a bit of a gust of wind caught his chute. It lifted his thigh up like that. And he caught himself right under the jaw, and his shin bone went through the bottom of his face and out through the side of his cheekbone, and he was stuck like that until the ambulance crew arrived. If it had gone straight up, if his knee or something hadn't slipped off his shin, and his shin bone had gone straight up, it would have killed him, straight through his head, straight through his brain. It went up through under his jawbone and went at the side of his cheek.
Lucky bastard in a way.
And he was stuck like that, with his knee up to his chin.
That's making me feel funny. That is like just the thought of that one. So,
Make my cheek feel funny.
Yeah, well, it's making my shin and my face feel funny. Nice.
Yeah.
One for the ladies.
But still, she survived 13,500 feet. I heard another tale where they had to collect a dead body out of a plane that had gone down. There was nothing left of this dude apart from his suit and a couple of bones. He was just splattered.
Ugh.
So that's because they had to make up the weight. They just dug around him and put the soil in a bin bag and made up the weight with soil and what they could gather of him.
Oh.
That's why I get good stuff for Anthology the Strange and Weird News.
Moving on.
Moving on.
My granddad's dog's name caused panic at the railway. I'll never live it down.
Right.
The 21-year-old man has explained how his granddad named his dog Isis after the Egyptian goddess and doesn't plan on changing it despite the word having
New meaning.
Yeah.
Anyone in this room watched the TV show Archer, the animated show about the spies?
No.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. But their intelligence agency is called ISIS. So the guy who's created it, he's changed the name now. When ISIS became a thing, he changed the name so they were still the same bunch of characters but in different situations. But his dad insisted on wearing one of the old merch caps they used to sell with ISIS written on it. So he's going to veterans, his dad's a World War II vet, going to veterans halls wearing an ISIS cap. And he's like, Dad, you can't wear the hat. And he's like, I'm proud of you, son, I'm proud of what you've done here, you made your money, I'm proud of you. He's like, Dad, but you can't wear the hat. It's got ISIS written on it. You can't go to a veterans hall with ISIS written on your cap.
One 21-year-old man has explained how his granddad's unorthodox dog name turned heads at a train station, but not in the way you'd want. The man, who wishes to remain anonymous, said, I spent the day at the beach with my grandparents and their dog. It was a lovely day out until it came to travelling back home. So we're standing on a train station platform and my granddad's dogs got loose. The dog started running up and down the platform, leaving him to chase after her, screaming her name.
ISIS! ISIS! Oh, Jesus Christ.
As he's running.
As he's running down the
ISIS!
platform. Oh.
Yeah.
It's the dog, it's the dog.
To make matters worse, the dog's a tiny chihuahua, so most people waiting probably didn't even see her run past before my granddad started chasing
Oh,
after her.
Jesus.
Explaining how his granddad named the dog Isis after the Egyptian goddess of the moon rather than the sunny jihadist group with a violent ideology, the man recalled how people quickly turned their heads after hearing his granddad's story.
I'm going after them. It's a dog. It's a dog. I swear, it's a dog. He's just calling the dog. The chihuahua. Look at. He's an ISIS. ISIS. We're doing training. It's a dog.
The dog's totally ignoring him.
Oh man, that's embarrassing. That's why you don't get a chihuahua. Get a dog that people can see. That's in my philosophy.
They are cute, aren't they?
No, they're not. They're
big
horrible
ends.
little bastards. I don't like. Are you saying that? Mike's mum and dad have got a half chihuahua cross, and she's lovely.
I used to have a Jack Chow, and he was ace. Little Jack Russell Chihuahua.
Oh
He
my
was
God.
wicked. One of little Timmy.
Yeah,
You remember Timmy? He was brilliant. He used to go into remote control car mode. He used to say to him, "Go on, do your remote control car," and he'd run around the garden like stupid fast. And he just like a little fast remote control car. The way he'd zip about, like he was hilarious. He ran full on into a bloody big concrete bird bath once as well. Bless him.
Fucking hell.
I know. He shook it off though and just like carried on. Fucking nuts.
Right then.
That was the happy story this week.
This one is kind of happy.
Sort of.
So, dead bodies being used to create new coral reefs as part of a green burial service. So,
Right.
The memorial balls, which cost which cost about the
Balls.
same as a standard funeral, are designed to combine a cremation urn, ash scattering, and a burial at sea into one meaningful, permanent environment tribute to life. Dead bodies are being used to create new coral reefs. Cremated human remains are mixed with concrete and sank in the ocean to encourage new ecosystems for sea creatures.
Oh, I thought you were just going to chuck the bloody...
Chuck dead bodies down there and just go like, grow reef, grow!
You did, you said dead bodies for reefs. And I was just, imagining like, skeletons and then scuba diving. Like, this isn't
You were
fair.
thinking to start a Jaws 3, weren't you? There's skeletons under the sea, dressed in full clothing, just lying on the seabed, piling up, making coral reefs. And no, Claire, no, it's your ashes. Memorial balls.
Of concrete.
I am not being turned into a ball.
A ball of concrete.
No. I don't care if it's a coral reefs. It's a fridge or nothing for me.
I like the sound of this.
The memorial ball, right, can include handprints, plaques, personal items, messages from loved ones as they're submerged underwater.
Wait, I've sort of... What happens if everybody goes for this and then, water rise and sea levels? It's not for everybody, is it?
There's always one person that pisses on the chips.
But you won't
isn't
see
there?
human remains, Claire. They're mixed in with the concrete.
Yeah, I know, I'm just...
No, they're making artificial reefs basically, and they're just
Yeah.
putting a human touch on it and making it nice for people. And just, it could be your new thing, like you can go snorkel and go see Granny. Can we go see Granny? Yeah, get your scuba gear on then. love. What a fucking great excuse.
Here's a clownfish just made its home in a snatch.
Small body down there, Mike.
Well, you're just gonna like bury your nan's snatch. I know it says personal item.
Why is
I'll
your-
say,
why is
keep
your-
the snatch intact, please.
What's that fucking...
I want to visit Granny's snatch
What's
every year.
What's the male sex toy called where it's just a tube that looks like a vagina, a fleshlight? Oh yeah, we made a fleshlight, no, a fleshlight out of your nuts.
Oh shit.
It's a coral reef now, but when we get some scuba gear on, we can go down there and fuck it.
What Nan would have wanted.
Can we go visit Nanny? Yeah, have you got your dildo or?
No, have you had a wank today? Coming down there too long.
Oh shit. You don't want the bends.
That's what I'm thinking. You didn't go up it, Mike. Is that equal in your family?
Every year we visit Granny's snatch.
Fucking hell.
So since 1998, Eternal Reefs has teamed up with Reef Ball. They have done more than 2,000 off the East Coast, sorry. Yeah, they cost about the same as a normal funeral, combines cremation. We've already had that bit, it's already said it at the beginning, didn't it?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
It's meant to be turned into a
I'm not
fleshlight.
sure. It's going to if too many people go for it, it's going to displace water.
Oh, don't be silly.
Rise sea level.
Don't be
Yeah.
silly.
The sea wasn't rising anyway. You might
No,
just
yeah.
go with it. Remember, it's not us that's got to deal with it, Claire. It's our kids and their kids.
No.
Well, it's not actually displacing it if you think about it. Because
It's moving it around to somewhere else.
well, no, it's like the weight is still there, isn't it? So the weight on the island goes into the water.
And then you get the coral reef growing
It's
as well.
not going to
isn't
make
it?
the water go up anymore because you've still got the same weight. Do you know what I mean? Instead of being on the island, now,
yeah.
it's out of the island. It's like if you had two ice cubes on top of each other and they were in water, you'd still displace as much water as if that ice cube then fell into the water. There'd still be the same water displacement.
I have
You've
no
got to think
idea.
about it logically.
Either way, don't make your nanny snatch into a fleshlight under the sea.
That was going to be my final word of the day. Cheers, Ben.
Sorry.
Pick another one.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
And I've been Claire. Don't donate your body to a company.
Oh
Well, you
yeah.
can to science, but just not a company.
I've been Pete. Don't name your fucking pets after bloody some nasty criminal organisation.
He
Or...
didn't.
You didn't.
I
Yeah.
know, but basically did.
He was undone by current events.
Yep.
You know, a bit like calling your dog Adolf prior to 1933.
Yeah.
Don't call your dog Putin then. I guess
Yeah,
nowadays.
someone calling their dog Vladimir, all of a sudden is looking like, oh no, I'm shooting Vladimir in the street.
Yeah. Or calling your son Rolf after Rolf Harris.
or all them Jimmy Savile impersonators who suddenly went out of business very quickly.
Now then.
And remember to follow us on Facebook at Cut the Bull and the Post to the Apocalypse, SoundCloud at Cut the Bull and the PTA, and at YouTube, Look at This Bull. Give us a like and a subscribe.
Bye.